I just want to let you know that we have found the body.
I'm gonna pass out. Can you get me some help? Can you get me some help?
This woman is the mother of 16-year-old Gabrielle Ulaki. She has just realized that her daughter has been found killed and left in the middle of this remote Nevada desert.
That's not it. That's a 1092. That's a body. Yeah, let's get out.
And officers know exactly who would do this to her.
I just think it's kind of odd. I think you know more than what you're telling me.
Because this is 18-year-old Bryce Dickey. For years, Bryce has been deeply obsessed with Gabrielle, slowly infiltrating her life, getting close to her, and planning exactly how he would make her his own. A plan where he now finds himself being hunted down by authorities, trying to hide the monster he really is.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you guys trying to get a confession of me killing Britney?
It was on March 8th, 2020 when Gabrielle Ulaki, otherwise known to friends and family as Britney, from Spring Creek, Nevada, seemed to vanish without a trace. Britney was a lover of all things Western, from cowboys to rodeos. She was known among her friends for her confident personality, but she always had a soft spot for her father, Jim. Earlier that day, she had been at her dad's band practice. After some time offering guidance and constructive criticism, she grew tired of sitting through their numerous performances and contacted a friend to come pick her up. Jim didn't have an issue with this and let her leave while he and his band went out for lunch. But by 7 p.m., Britney was still not home. Concerned for her safety, the police were contacted the next day. Making their way to Britney's mother's house, she would go on to tell them what little information she knew about her daughter's mysterious disappearance.
And her dad was getting ready to leave, and she wanted to go with Bryce. And he said, "But Brittany, I'm getting ready to leave." And she said, "That's okay. I'll still beat you home," meaning she would beat him to South Fork because she stays out there with him. And he called me, panicking, and he's like, well, mad at first. And he goes, "Why isn't she answering her phone?" And I was like, "I don't know. I've been trying to call her because we just lost our dog too." Okay. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to call her to go look at the dog, and I couldn't get her. And then he called me, and he was like, "Where the hell's Brittany? I can't get her to answer the phone." And I was like, "What do you mean? I thought she was with you." And he goes, "No, she left to go with Bryce and was supposed to be right home."
So she was supposed to be staying in South Fork last night at Dad's house.
Yeah. Isaiah works at Subway. She says, "I am so sorry. I didn't have Messenger and download it until this morning to see your message. I talked to her a lot yesterday, about 5 times. She was waiting for Bryce to come get her at Subway, where Isaiah works. I don't know what could have happened because she tells me everything, Alicia, I swear, good or bad. She would have told me if she was running away or if she was meeting someone."
So now we know she went to Subway yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
She was at Subway waiting for Bryce, like, afterwards?
Yeah.
After the whole dropping?
I don't know. This is when I got to this, just the message.
Britney's mother has just given officers a crucial lead that the person her daughter left with was 18-year-old Bryce Dickey. Bryce was a longtime childhood friend of Britney's, as the two talked consistently over text and often hung out. According to their friends, Bryce had strong feelings for her, but they were never reciprocated, and he was allegedly left in the friend zone, resulting in him fostering a deep obsession with Britney. But at this point in time, these are little more than unconfirmed rumors that hold little relevance to the case at hand. What is important is the fact that Bryce may be their best lead in finding out what happened to Britney. In fact, he is the one who forwarded all of this information to her family and is the last person that seems to have been in contact with her. This means he's cops' best shot at finding where Britney is. After being contacted by the police, he agrees to meet up outside of the school he and Britney go to help with the investigation and perhaps shed some light on her disappearance.
Alright, so Sunday, around 11, I started texting, got a few texts from Britney and just asked if I wanted to hang out. I said sure, got ready and stuff. Told me she could meet me at Angel Park because she said her dad was doing band practice. And then went to town, called her when I got into town on 5th, and then picked her up at Angel Park, drove around, went up towards Mountain View, and then Asked what she wanted to do. She had no idea. Said, why don't we just go drive around to Spring Creek since we got more room over there? So we went back over the hill. Just started chatting. Talked about her finishing school, how school was going for me. Kept driving around, and then we were over in the horse palace section, and my dad called me asking if I could come back home. So I told her I needed to go. Asked her if she wanted me to just drop her back off at Angel Park, and she said that she wanted me to drop her off at the high school to meet her new friend, and said her dad was going to pick her up later. So then came over here, pulled in right over there, gave her a hug and stuff, and then she got out. I pulled out and then started heading that way, and the F-150 was over there, but I didn't know that was where she was going at that time. And then got about right towards where it opens up, and then looked back, and they were both standing outside the truck. And then I got to the turnout right over there by the middle school, and then the F-150 was in motion.
Okay. So you said what was the F-150?
Yeah, it was the Tritons, the ones that are really ugly looking, have the like sidestep in them.
Okay. Like that winter green, dark forest green?
Like a dark forest green.
Okay. All right. Single
Actually, I
cab,
don't know
extra
what
cab?
I think it was a single cab, but I didn't see if it was the crew cabs or not.
Crew cab? Okay.
So far, Bryce's story sounds logical. It would not be out of the question for Britney to have other friends, as she is known for being an outgoing person who loves hanging out. However, there was a detail that he was leaving out here. Apparently, Bryce told another sergeant that he confronted this mystery man who was in the truck he describes. But when speaking to this officer, he denies doing or saying such a thing. And if that wasn't unusual enough, Bryce has some more peculiar things to share.
I got a call from one that night, talked to him, and then me and my friend Cody and a few of my friends, we all went out searching that same night we went around, came around the high school, went to behind Sage, and saw running lights, so we went to go check it out, and ended up being another deputy. And then,
Cody?
Huh?
You're talking Cody? Cody. Yeah. One of the guys that's in your car?
Yeah, he's in my passenger seat.
Okay.
And talked to him, my story. He asked if my name was Bryce, but that was just because I talked to that first deputy, so they already knew. And talked to him, told him we were going to go look down Boyd, and told us that there was already a deputy down there heading towards the reservoir. And so we went down there, ended up meeting with him on the road that cuts off Boyd to go to the reservoir.
Okay.
Talked to him, pretty much the same thing. It's going to fill each other with what we knew, and then kept looking down Boyd. All of our friends and us, we met back up at Maverick, and then kept searching. We went down Chimney Creek that night, and then around about 1:30 in the morning, we called it quits and went home.
So you picked her up at 1:30. Where did you guys go? I mean, you said you were with her for how long?
Dropped her off at 4:30, so that's 3.5 hours.
So I'm sure that you didn't drive around for 3.5 hours. That's a waste of gas.
No, I drove around for 3.5 hours.
Okay. That's all you did for 3.5 hours? That seems really odd that you just drive aimlessly around.
That's what I do almost every day.
Okay. 3.5 hours in that car still over.
Oh, no, I was in my Chevy, but it gets worse with gas mileage. So it was about half a tank worth, but I have to fill up anyways almost 2 or 3 times a week.
What's your Chevy?
It's a 93 Chevy 1500. Sorry, Silverado.
Silverado? Older?
It's a 93.
Single cab or double?
Single.
Little
Single with a
singles?
long bed.
The officer is picking up some red flags here and makes his suspicions known. But it seems that Bryce is more than confident with his story about driving her around aimlessly for 3.5 hours. following this, Bryce would proceed to talk in detail about his relationship with Britney, how she could call him his little brother due to how close they were, and goes on to share the message history of their frequent conversations via Snapchat. Then he brings up yet another intriguing detail. But before we get to that, if you like watching cops solve crimes just like this one, subscribe. You're in the right place.
What did you guys talk about?
So we started off talking about, because I'd heard that she'd finished all her credits in homeschool and that she was going to get her degree. So then talked about that, talked about how school was going for me, issues I had at school earlier last week, how the alternative education class I have is going. As the other guys we talked about, the guy she's talked to for a while that I think lives over in New York or something like that. I don't know.
Numerous rumors have been circulating around Britney around this time, a lot of them negative. Accusations of underage drinking and drug are one thing, but meeting with a person from New York is strange, as no one in Britney's family has been informed about this. However, Bryce makes it clear that Britney was not exactly living her days void of stress. Complications with her parents' divorce mixed in with drama among her friends have apparently caused quite a commotion in her life. Now she's supposedly been meeting with other people, including this mysterious man. Eventually, the conversation shifts towards this mystery man's vehicle. Surely Bryce will be able to offer a detailed description about it and its driver.
So what else can you tell me about this phantom truck and dude? Like, be specific.
Okay, so it looked completely stock because it wasn't very tall at all. The windows didn't look tinted at all to me.
Were they rolled down or were they up?
Up.
Okay.
It looked decently dirty, but just like about as much as that the truck is right there.
A typical truck that's
Typical Spring Creek truck.
at this time of year. Okay.
Yeah. And then had a silver toolbox in the bed. It had stickers on the back window, but I didn't see what any of them were. Because I had discussed that with one of the deputies that called me yesterday.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't remember really much details about it.
Toolbox in the back? No toolbox in the back?
No, there's a silver toolbox in there.
Or silver toolbox? Any kind of dents or anything in it?
Not that I noticed.
You say it was right over here and then you drove out that way.
Yeah.
How do you see the stickers in the back window if it's parked over there and you're headed out that way?
No, because I came in, followed the Maverick way in because I only go into the Maverick way because I don't like that turn off.
Okay.
So I came in on the base and then pulled in through here.
Okay.
Something is not sitting right with Bryce's testimonies here. Things like him driving around aimlessly with Britney and his vague descriptions of the person who supposedly picked her up afterwards are such strange details. Still, it is clear that he is a person of interest in all of this, as he seems to be the only person who has any semblance of a clue as to what happened. The police were made aware of an altercation at a rodeo that Britney went to the year prior. Dressed in white and fending off two other girls, the incident was recorded on a phone and went viral. Though it was theorized that this could have been an act of revenge against the teen, this theory was discarded as it just did not make sense. Would anyone really abduct her for such a petty reason? A manhunt for Britney was launched and many people in the community joined in with the search. Both her father and even Bryce joined in as they looked around the area to see where she could have gone. But there was a sense of unease, almost as if everyone knew that something bad had happened to her. Posts on social media were made, and posters were put around the area in hopes of spreading the word and recruiting more help in the ongoing search. During this time, investigators inspect security footage to see if they can find this cowboy in a green truck. Nothing of the sort pops up, but what they find instead is far more surprising. In this footage, a woman thought to be Britney was captured on a resident's security footage crossing the road and into the Angel Park parking lot. Minutes later, Bryce pulled up in his dark blue Dodge pickup at around 3:20 p.m. This is significant, as Bryce told the deputy that he picked her up at 1:30 p.m., almost 2 hours prior. Heading from the Sage Street toward Mountain City Highway, Bryce passed by the Maverick gas station on Boyd Kennedy Road at around 3:45 p.m. Afterward, he headed past the Spring Creek Middle and High School entrance and headed into the distance. At 5:43 p.m., roughly 2 hours later, he was seen parking in the same gas station. During the ongoing manhunt, law enforcement are then directed to Burner Basin, a small desert-like area. Numerous volunteers were checking out the area when they came across a large tarp. When the police arrive at the scene and look inside it, they are stunned at the sight.
That's not good. Oh, that's a 1092. That's a body. Yeah. Let's get out. Yep. I can see him up right now. Looks like a girl's. Let's back out. Did you touch anything out there?
No, I did not.
Not touching.
There was a $5 bill laying there too. I don't know if you guys can get fingerprints off of it.
So we'll get that.
I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah. We'll process the whole thing.
All right.
Hey, Nick. We got a female body. We have a female body. I don't know if it's her or what, but we have a female body out behind Burner Basin.
The body is later confirmed to be Britney. Searching more thoroughly, investigators uncover significant evidence nearby: a pair of earphones, a $10 note, a used contraceptive, and a destroyed contraceptive wrapper. This is a significant breakthrough in the investigation, as a DNA sample can help pinpoint the culprit. Half a mile away, her phone is found. Judging by its severely damaged state, it is clear that this was not simply dropped by accident. Someone tried to destroy it. Word about Britney's demise is made public, and many are left shocked at what has happened to her. In need of more leads, law enforcement contact Bryce and request that he comes down to the station on March 13th so they can question him further and scan his phone. It is during this interview that things start to fall apart for him.
So after James texted you and after you talked to deputies, what'd you do after that?
Well, I kind of went on tangent. So by the time I had gotten a call from a deputy, I was already back at my mom's house.
Okay.
So I talked to the deputy, told him everything that I knew.
Did they meet with you at your mom's?
No, he just called me.
Oh, he just called you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I called my friends, tried to see if anyone knew where she was. I tried calling Britney. I texted her brother James. I was trying to see if I could get a hold of anyone that knew anything. And then about probably 20, 30 minutes after I got a call from the deputies, my friend came and grabbed me, and then we were trying to organize search parties and stuff, because Britney going and doing stuff is an oddball, but Britney is the person that will always text her dad.
Oh, okay.
So when she didn't, we got really worried.
Gotcha.
So we went out looking. First place that me and my friend went and looked was we went through the high school and then went over towards Sage Elementary right behind the middle school.
Okay.
And ended up, we saw running lights behind the middle school, the elementary school. So we went and looked and ended up being the sheriff's deputy. Ran into him, talked to him, asked if my name was Bryce, because I said that I was the one who dropped her off, and went through everything I knew again, so he knew. And then talked to him, and then he told us that the last time that her phone got pinged at 5:30 down Boyd Kennedy was the last time they had anything. And so we told him that we were going to go look down Boyd, and then we had friends that were down lower the Moyle, looking around there, and went down the Moyle, ended up running towards the other deputy that was looking out Boyd by the reservoir, and we went up and down Boyd Kennedy and roads we could find until probably about, I'd say 11.
Okay.
We were out there for a while, and then we all got a bigger search party, met up at Maverick, and then after that we went down Chimney Creek Road.
Okay.
And we were out Chimney Creek looking around until probably about 2 o'clock and we all went home.
Gotcha. Okay. Man, you put in some effort.
Yeah. No, we were out there for probably about 6 hours.
Yeah. Okay. So when you talked to the deputy who was over there, but correct me if I'm wrong again, please, about Sage area out Boyd, right?
Yeah.
And he said, hey, we had a phone pinged over here or something like that. He told you that? Okay.
A key piece of information mentioned here is that Britney's phone pinged at Boyd Kennedy Road at 5:30 p.m. on the day of her disappearance, roughly 13 minutes before he pulled back into the gas station on said road to refuel. The detectives decide to question him in regards to this, and his response immediately sets off a major red flag.
So when you talked to the deputy who was over there, but correct me if I'm wrong again, please, about Sage area out Boyd, right?
Yeah.
And he said, hey, we had a phone pinged over here or something like that. He told you that? Okay.
But he told us specifically, like word for word, was that they pinged her phone on Boyd Kennedy before the Y, which is, have you been down Boyd Kennedy?
No, I'm not really familiar out
So when you go a few miles down Boyd Kennedy, there's a Y, and you can go straight towards the rangelands and the reservoir, or you can go straight up towards Elko Mountain.
Okay.
And he told us that they had pinged it right before the Y, and then told us that they can only get it within 5 miles, like where they ping it, so that's only within 5 miles, so we just were looking wherever we could.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a pretty wide area.
Bryce may have covered a wide area during his search, but the detectives have picked up on a lie. He claims he has never been down Boyd Kennedy Road. The gas station security footage disproves this claim twice over. The detectives do not pin him down for this blatant lie just yet though. Since Bryce is free to end the interview and leave at his own discretion, they need him to keep talking without calling him out. In other words, they cannot be blunt with him just yet. So the conversation then turns towards the unidentified driver of the green Ford F-150 that Bryce has been pushing as a potential culprit.
Now, when you were out with him, did he provide any information that might help identify who this guy is? I assume you told him about the truck, right?
Yeah, no, he was, when he picked me up on the way from my house, because I live over by Shell in Spring Creek. So I live around
by the school out there by Liberty Peak, that new one?
Yes.
Okay.
And so from when he picked me up to the high school, I just filled him in on everything I could.
Okay.
So, but he had no idea because he had just literally gotten, because he works at Maverick out there.
The one that's out in Spring Creek?
He works there. And so right when he got off, I called him while he was still at work. And as soon as he clocked off, he came and got me. But he didn't know anything besides the, I think they're calling him JT. The guy that I've seen on posters everywhere. I found out yesterday that people were looking for a guy in Lemoyle named JT. He goes by JT.
Okay.
But besides a few of my friends knowing him, because I guess he's a ranch hand out there.
Okay.
I haven't found anyone that knew anything about the new friend or anything about him.
So now, and just so I understand you correctly, are you saying that Cody knew something about this JT guy?
No, I got a text yesterday from my friend Bodie.
Okay.
That lives out in South Fork, but he works on a ranch over towards Secret Pass.
Okay. Did he say where this JT information came from?
I have no idea. I've heard rumors back and forth, but
there's a lot of rumors going on. Yeah.
Yeah. All I've heard is that they were looking for a guy named GT because he was cowboy, tall, and drove a green F-150. That was all I got told.
Bryce claims a rumor has been floating around about the arrival of a cowboy informally known as JT, but very little information is known about him beyond being a worker at a ranch. Investigators go on to search for any potential suspects matching this description, but no one matches the limited information that Bryce has offered about this supposed suspect. If he is being dishonest once again, why would he fabricate details about someone he has been close with and supposedly has such strong romantic feelings for? Bryce continues talking about his version of events, but little does he know he is exposing himself more and more.
What kind of phone did she have when you dropped her off?
It was an iPhone, but I don't know what kind.
Okay.
I've had a Samsung all my life.
Yeah, it wasn't Android, it was iPhone.
Yeah.
Okay. You do know that at least, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I couldn't tell you what model it was.
Okay, that's fine. I couldn't tell you what model iPhone is either. I'm an Android guy. He might be able to tell you.
Did she make any comment about it? Was it a new phone, old phone? Or
She didn't make any comment, but afterwards, like her brother and a couple of my friends, when we were out talking, said that she had just gotten a new phone.
Okay. Just got a new phone.
Because I got confused because they asked me if she had her new phone with her, and I didn't know that it was new.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Has she called you or Snapchatted you prior to that time to go pick her up and give her a ride around?
No, I had that phone call when I got into town to let her know I was in town, but besides that, I haven't had any contact.
No, prior to Sunday when you picked her up, is that common for her to call you and say, "Can you come into town, give me a ride?" Or
yeah, no, she asks to hang out all the time.
Okay. Because she's split homeless also, right? She can stay with her father and with her mom.
Yeah.
You don't remember where her dad was at, but she walked down to Angel Park when you picked her up, and she was standing in the middle of the parking lot when you showed up. Did you have anybody else with you when you picked her up?
No, it was just me.
And then I'm not sure, but I thought you said you guys went to eat after you picked her up? No? Okay, you just went up Mountain City Highway and then by the school and then down Fifth Street.
Like, the cop before kind of got confused, but also because one of the parts where he got me later is because we didn't stop anywhere after I picked her up. We literally just straight drove around.
Figuring out what to do.
Yeah, I had no idea what we were doing. So
I've had those moments.
I drive around. Pretty much all we do in Spring Creek is just drive around in circles.
Okay.
You didn't have to get gas or nothing. You just cruised.
No, I had almost a full tank. So.
Okay. The security footage has already proven Bryce went down Boyd Kennedy Road, but he says he actually drove straight down in a different direction. Yet another contradiction in his story has been revealed to the detectives, and he is completely in the dark about it. Thinking there could be more going on here, the detectives shift their attention towards Bryce's and Britney's relationship. They're about to ask some very blunt questions here.
Have you guys ever been into an intimate relationship? No? Nothing besides hugging and just no kissing or no friends with benefits or nothing like that? Okay.
All right. Okay. So, one of the things that we like to do, just because we want to be thorough, man, all right, as best we can. And it sounds like you've got a lot of really good information that's, I think, is going to be very helpful for us. And you've cleared up a lot of stuff for me already.
Okay.
Because a lot of the stuff that I was getting from the deputies, I'll be honest with you, I was getting a little frustrated. And again, it's not my case.
Yeah.
Okay. Not my case. But a lot of it really wasn't making sense to me. It wasn't jiving with me. But having talked to you now, it makes more sense for me. I'm able to wrap my head around things a little bit better, so I can understand where you're coming from now.
Okay.
So I appreciate that very much, man. So one of the things that we like to do, just to be thorough, man, to make sure that, like I said, we cross all the T's, dot all the I's. Is there any reason whatsoever? Because obviously in these situations they go full bore, right? Is there any reason whatsoever that they would find your DNA on her or in her?
No, nothing. Besides maybe like this bag of hair or something on her jacket, there would be nothing else.
So no relationship whatsoever?
No.
Okay. So nothing like that. Okay. And then is there anything on your phone that you would be concerned with us finding?
No.
No. Okay. Do you have any problem if we take a look at your phone just to make sure that we're good to go?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What kind of phone is that?
It's a Galaxy S10.
Galaxy S10?
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason that the detectives are bringing up the question about Bryce's DNA is because the contraceptive found at the crime scene contained DNA from an unknown individual. The detectives are certain that the person in question is Bryce, as they suspect that rumors about Bryce's love for Britney are likely true. The detectives are certain that the person in question is Bryce. The detectives do not want to risk making him feel like he is the prime suspect right now, so they divert their attention to any other potential suspects that could have been involved.
Was there anybody in specific in the school itself that she continually told no that may have been frustrated with that? Was she the type of girl that would go around with a bunch of guys?
From what I've been told, she hangs out with a lot of people, but from what I've been told by a lot of people is that she still has yet to have course with anyone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's
Is
respectable.
what I've been told.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's not a girl that's considered easy in high school, and
No.
she told somebody no, and they got frustrated because they were told no.
Yeah. She's easy to be friends with, but not to date. No, she's.
Okay. Has she had many? Does she have a current boyfriend?
Besides, we knew that she was talking to some dude back east. I think it was New York or Brooklyn or something like that. But besides that, I wasn't aware of any relationship she was in.
Okay.
She wasn't. Was she in the same school setting as you, or she just in the regular school process, or was she doing the same program that you were doing?
No, she was going through the regular school process, and then she went to homeschool and did her courses online at home.
Okay. All right.
Is there a reason for that you're aware of?
She just kept saying she just wanted to graduate high school early because I think she's only like a sophomore or junior. Like by technical, she would have like followed it normally. She would have only been like a sophomore or junior.
And she was wanting to get done sooner.
Yeah, and she told me that she had already gotten all her credits done.
What the detective also wants is his consent for a DNA swab to see if they can find a match on the evidence found near the body. While he remains cooperative about said phone search, the outcome of this next question could determine the fate of this whole investigation.
Would you be willing to submit
Thank you.
a buccal swab just for your DNA?
What's a buccal swab?
So it's essentially just 2 Q-tips. You can do it yourself. They're a Q-tip about as long as this pin. You rub it on the inside of your cheek, and then you take the other one and rub the inside of the other cheek. We put it in a box. That way we have your DNA. It's suspected, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was some kind of activity, what they're suspecting.
Okay.
Not saying that you were that person and you have no reason
No,
to have
I
your
understand.
DNA in there, but you're the last person that we know of that was with her when she was alive.
Yeah.
Basically, for you, it'd almost be like an elimination, kind of like, hey, this isn't our dude.
No, I have no problem.
All right.
Yeah. Perfect. I'll get another form for that, and you can read that over as well, and then we'll do that later here too.
Okay.
That way it's done.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And hopefully they'll be able to leave you alone after that.
After 4 days, the police acquire the results, and their suspicions are confirmed. The DNA at the crime scene was a confirmed match with Bryce. This is a bombshell of a reveal. Right now, the damning evidence on hand is implying that Bryce may have assaulted and murdered Britney. There is no way that anyone could be framing him with his own DNA here. During Bryce's phone search, another discrepancy is uncovered. The pair called one another briefly at 3:15 p.m., even though Bryce said he was with her from 1:30 p.m. What would have been the point of the pair calling one another if they were already together around that time, as Bryce implied? Bryce is called back to the police station for a follow-up interview on March 19, 2020. He has a lot of explaining to do about the inconsistencies in his story. But first, he is given a chance to talk about the cowboy from previous discussions.
Okay. So you dropped her off there at about 4:30?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then, I know you already looked at the truck, but what did the truck look like?
It was, because that's why I recognized it right off the back, is that way between those trucks are ugly as hell, in my point of view. So, but I just knew instantly it was one of the F-150s. I didn't know they were actually called Tritons. I just called them the step sides. But it looked bone stock. I mean, it was a little dirty, but it looked just Spring Creek dirty in the wintertime.
Right.
But
Kind of like what we were talking about before.
I saw a sticker in the back window, but I didn't see what it was. It didn't look tinted. The windows didn't look tinted at all to me. But, because I could see through the back window, but, it looked stock. I didn't see any aftermarkets on it. I didn't see any like light bars or anything like that.
Okay.
But besides that, that's pretty much the vague view I got of that truck, honestly. Because I literally just drove straight right past it, didn't even bother to really, look at it deeply.
Okay. Well, and you had no idea what was going to happen, so it was like, so which way was the truck facing?
Towards the school.
Towards the school. Okay. And the only reason I ask is because you got the little arrow there. So in my world, when we do that, that means the truck is facing that way. So, so you said it was facing the school?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, yeah, you did that over there too.
Just put another arrow if you'd like.
Yeah, could you? I would appreciate it. Okay, so now I'm tracking. So you both are facing this way.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said that you saw him standing outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I kind of like got and told everyone, started just saying cowboy looking guy, but I saw a cowboy hat, and that was the description I gave to that first officer I talked to that night. Because the way all I saw was a cowboy hat, and that the top of his head looked like it was above the cap.
Okay. So, where in proximity of the truck was he standing?
Couldn't tell you, but he wasn't far away from the truck.
Okay. I mean, like, when you're looking at the truck, if I'm understanding your diagram right, the truck is parked here facing this way.
Yes.
And you indicated that you saw, well, at what point did you first see him?
The first time I saw him, but I didn't see him at all when I was backing up. I literally just looked in my rearview mirror when I got there, and I just saw him and Britney outside the truck. But all I know is on the driver's side, because I could see them both, but I don't know exactly where they were standing.
For about an hour, Bryce continues to describe the mysterious figure, all while recalling the same story about giving Britney a lift. He is totally unaware that detectives already have a mountain of evidence to dispute much of what he has said over the past couple of days.
So round one, you pick her up at Angel Park, and then you come into Boyd Kennedy Road entrance to the school at about what time again?
Around 4:30.
About 4:30. Okay. So if you look right here, you can see. Let me come over here. So right over here. Yeah, right there. Oh, that's your truck right there. About.
Is it smushed together since it's so far away?
Yeah,
I think so. Because I have a long day that's all I know.
Yeah. So this is the Boyd Kennedy Road right here. That's your truck.
Yeah.
That's your truck going down Boyd Kennedy Road.
Entrance to the middle school and stuff is right here. That goes into the parking lot. And then there's the wrestling gym, which is right there. And then it cuts right and goes right to the middle school. Okay. That's what I went through.
That's not what you said.
No, I said I went through the Boyd entrance. I didn't.
Across from the Maverick.
Yeah.
What if I told you we had surveillance footage that appears your truck kept going out Boyd Kennedy Road?
I didn't go down Boyd Kennedy Road.
I just want to kind of clear everything up and get your explanation for this, okay?
I got startled after the third cop I talked to, the one that called me down to the high school, because called me a liar about 3 times and kept asking me if I killed Britney. So
somebody asked you if you killed Britney?
A deputy did.
Okay.
And it honestly startled the shit out of me. And I don't want to. I know I'm only been 18 for a little bit now, but I know I'm 18 now, so even changing a little bit on the story isn't a big thing.
Well, it is what it is. Okay, that's why I'm trying to sort through it. Okay.
Yeah, so when he had talked to me, and I went down Boyd a little bit, but not far, and then I took that first left off of the Boyd Kennedy, which goes straight back to the right to the bottom of the trailer section, and then went back to the high school, but being at Boyd Kennedy at the same time, which I'm missing, it worried me because I didn't want him. So I lied because I was scared of people thinking it was going to be me, which a lot of people
that's understandable.
You're the last person to see her alive.
Yeah, which
so
honestly scares me, but I see that there's issues with me not telling 100%.
You need to be 100% honest. You need to let everything out. So when you said you took that first left off of Boyd Kennedy, was Britney in the car with you at that time?
Yes, she was.
Okay.
Much of the blame is being placed on the deputy outside of the school, who definitely placed a bit of pressure on Bryce when questioning him. Yet not once during that interview did the police officer ever accuse him of murdering Britney. Bryce may very well be shifting the blame onto him since he is not present to dispute these claims. Ironically, making up things to make him appear less suspicious is only having the opposite effect here. Wasting no further time, the detectives ask a burning question that is desperately needing an explanation. During that time, Bryce quickly realizes what they are insinuating here.
Explain to me how has your DNA on the inside and her DNA on the outside. Because that doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. And I don't...
And you can understand my concerns that, you know, I've been truthful with you, okay? And I know this is really stressful, okay? I can't imagine where you're at, all right? But we'll get through this together, okay? And I need you to help me help you.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
You guys trying to get a confession of me killing Britney?
I'm trying to figure out how your DNA got on the inside that has her DNA on the outside.
I think you guys already know what I think you would think.
And what is that?
That I'm lying about everything. I mean, I'm smart enough to know that's what you guys are thinking.
No, I think you're very smart. From the position I sit in, okay, like I said, there's only that one chance that you have with me to tell me the truth. Because so far, you haven't told me the truth. And I think we both know that.
Sure.
Okay. And the thing I'm concerned about is that everything you've told me just does not add up. Okay?
Okay.
And I think you're very smart. You know that. Okay? So, help me figure out what the truth is. But I need to hear that from you.
Following this, Bryce would spin a story about how he and Britney did indeed have intimate relations together, and that he threw the wrapper out of his truck's window, while Britney tossed out the contraceptive itself. This story, too, was not adding up at all. Detectives uncovered GPS data that last picked up their position around a few hundred feet from where Britney's body was uncovered in the Burner Basin area. Not only that, but location data showed that Bryce had headed back towards Spring Creek around 5:30 p.m. There was another detail that needed clarity as well. Britney had been taking photos of herself and Bryce and uploaded them to Snapchat. One was taken at 4:09 p.m. while her final photo was at 4:33 p.m. So what happened between the span of an hour?
I don't know how that happened. Because Britney was still alive by the time I had dropped her off on the road with whoever the guy was. I just wasn't thinking at all. And I dropped her off and I really just drove off.
Versions. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Do you really expect me to believe that you met a guy and you just dropped Britney off with him and you don't know who that was? You're a smart guy. I'm a smart guy. Okay.
I've met him, but I honestly don't know who he is.
So I need you to be honest with me.
Bryce is now on the ropes here. It's his word against DNA evidence, GPS evidence, Snapchat photos, and security footage. In an act of desperation, he floats a new name for the detectives to potentially pursue. Yet considering all of his revised and debunked stories he has shared, is anyone really going to believe him anymore?
It was, the Chaz Randall kid is the one who picked her up. Which I didn't even know he was back in town. So I swear it was Chaz Randall, because that kid's kind of distinguishable. But
so you're telling me Chaz Randall met you on the road? I told you.
What?
And you've known that Chaz Randall killed Britney all this time, and you're just waiting to say something?
Another new story shot down in seconds. Bryce is getting increasingly desperate and frustrated with the detectives. They are convinced that Bryce ended Britney's life in an act of spite and jealousy, where being in the friend zone for so long drove him mad. In short, if he could not have her all to himself, then no one could. After venting his frustrations briefly, Bryce calms himself down and confesses something that contradicts what he said in the first interview at the police station. He was intimate with Britney, but was too embarrassed to bring it up.
I was freaking out because I felt like I had ruined a complete friendship over one dumb interaction, and then she didn't want to get back in my truck, and so we just sat there literally at a stop sign right where it turns back to pavement in the trailer section, just sat there talking. And then I had told her that I would drop her off somewhere, and I had gotten up there and tried to give her a hug, and she didn't want one, and I was fine with that. I understood. And then we got back in the truck, but then I just kept it in park because I didn't know where the hell I was going, and sat there, and both just had steam pouring out of our ears because we were both upset. And when I went, and she just asked me to drop her off at her friend's house in the trailer section, and so I went, and I went down the side of the trailer section around the corner. I pulled up and then asked her again if she just didn't want me to just take her back to Elko, and she said no, it was fine. And then she had told one of her friends about what happened. I just don't know who it was. Because she was sent like a Snapchat video, and I was fine with it because it was that I made, but I dropped her off in the trailer section, and then I drove off pissed off home, went home, and then sat there, and then when I went back over to my mom's, and I got text messages that she was missing and shit, and it freaked because
I call bullshit.
What?
Listen, okay.
You guys are just looking for a confession.
Listen,
No,
okay.
I'm looking for the facts to match up.
What facts don't match up right now?
Okay, I think you know.
Following a 9-day trial in May of 2022, Bryce Dickey was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole when he is 64 years old. His attempt at appealing the conviction was ultimately denied. Though Bryce never admitted to the crime, the overwhelming evidence was clear. He took Britney to the desert, claimed her life, and still tried to keep up the facade of a heartbroken friend in person and in social media posts. But no amount of lying could prevent him from being caught in the end. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to subscribe to our channel. 80% of everyone watching isn't, and your support would help us more than you realize. It's free, and it keeps this channel alive. You can also check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.